All right, guys, it's a beautiful day in Iowa. I figured that I would switch it up and do a different type of video than you're used to seeing. You know, I do a lot of stuff with music on the channel. I think that is my bread and butter. But this time I wanted to do something different and show you guys a tour of my apartment. So back in the day, back in 2020, when I first got my apartment or moved in, I did a tour of it, but a lot has changed. You know, I have different furniture, I've rearranged things. And so I figured we'd just do an update. I would tell you guys how much I spend on rent. I see a lot of those videos going around the internet and on YouTube. They seem to be fairly popular, and I figured I would just hop on the trend. And if nothing else, just give you guys an update as to what my apartment looks like, how it's furnished, how I've decorated things. You know, I'm so much more than just like music and politics. Those are the two biggest things that I've stuck to on the channel. But I think it's good to diversify yourself and try different things. So we are gonna give you guys a tour of my apartment, show you the ins and outs, and give you all the details. All right, I'll see you on the inside. Figured we would start here outside in the parking lot. It's crazy because in our complex, we have 4 units, but there is literally only 2 people that live in this complex. So you have Caroline over here, that's her car. And then you have my Honda Ridgeline black truck, such a beauty. Got this thing back in October. It used to be my dad's. It's a 2017. He upgraded to a 2024. And so I was next in line to get this beautiful truck. It's crazy. I actually just went through the car wash yesterday, but it's already getting kind of dirty again. It's just that time of year. You got to stay up to date with the snow and all the shit that gets kicked around. You got to be very diligent and try and clean it on a regular basis. So anyways, I figured we would start out here, you know, park your car obviously, and then we're going to come through. I usually park over here on this last slot, and then I go through the back entrance, even though you could technically go through the front entrance as well. And then we got our garbage bins right here. Here's the little hallway for everybody to use. You have washing and drying machines. You got all of your mailboxes right there. And then also where you pay your rent. I am apartment C. All right, here we are. Let's start with the living room. So it's kind of an interesting setup. You know, I got my wall art up there. There's Miller. He's probably gonna bomb this video. But we got a love sack, a bean bag, whatever you would call it. That fucking thing is gonna go off. That is actually a cushion to the back of this chair right here that I've had for a long time. I got it when I first moved into the apartment, and I'm actually trying to sell that chair. So if anybody wants it, let me know. But we got the coffee table right here. Miller is trying to smell me just because I stepped outside for a brief second. You got the coffee table right here, which it's like the big part on top that you see. And then there's a smaller table underneath that can slide out, so you can kind of almost make it like 2 tables. Recently, I bought this futon right here that can also turn into a bed, and then the middle section folds down and you have 2 cup holders on that. You got Miller and his little cat tree to look out the windows. As you can see, he's completely shredded that thing. And then we have this little nook over here, which just has some like knick-knack items. It has my remotes. It has my record player, a scale, movies, games, the Bible, Xbox controller, coloring utensils. I mean, it has everything that you need. And then if we come over here to this view, You have the entertainment system, some more wall art. We got a basketball hoop up there. You got my TV. You got plants on the sides. The Xbox, my records are in the middle slot. Sound system, Wi-Fi, lamps. As you can see, I have this obsession collection with skulls. I try to collect all different types of skulls. I don't know why, I just think they're super cool. That right there is a door that leads to this little storage area that I have. It's underneath the stairs in the front. There's no light in here, but just so you guys get an idea, the front stairs to the apartment complex are like right here. And then this little space, whatever you would call it, is kind of creepy because it goes all the way back. And so all the things that I don't want out and about, things that I don't want people to see, I just kind of throw in here and then pull them out, you know, whenever I need them. It's very convenient because, you know, in a apartment, you tend to think that you don't have a lot of storage space, and typically you don't, but this is like an added little benefit to store away those items that you don't want out. So anyways, we go to the kitchen. You guys saw a little bit of that. When I come in, that's where I put my shoes. That's where I take them off. This thing right here is actually a weapon given to me by my mom. So I have it right by the door. It looks like an umbrella, but it's actually like this club that's really hard. And so the idea is that you can use it as a disguise. And if you were ever in trouble and you had to beat the fuck out of somebody, you would just start waylaying with that thing and people wouldn't even realize that it's coming because they think it's an umbrella. More wall art. That is a Christmas present that I got from one of my clients, Mrs. Stacy Bagby. Thank you for that. And then right here, some more wall art. That is actually a picture of me and my good friend, Dakota Phillips. He took this beautiful picture and then he printed it out and he gave it to me as a present. I can't remember if it was like a birthday present or something, but I was like, yo, that's sick, because it's one of the best pictures that he's ever taken of me. So we obviously had to get that shit framed. Here is my kitchen set, the table with 2 chairs. I rarely ever sit here and use it. It's more so like there's my coat. Before I was getting rid of the chair, I always lay out my clothes before the next day, before work or whatever, and I would set them up on the chairs, like on the seat, or like hang it on the backside. So if anything, the chairs and the table was like a prop. Like I would put things on it, like store things on it, put things on it for the use of the next day. But you know, sometimes I'll have breakfast. I'll sit down and have myself some breakfast. It's not used for every meal, and it's not even used every single day. So sometimes you feel like it's kind of a waste. There's my trash can. And then, you know, we have some old appliances because this is an older building. So you can see that this microwave and oven are very outdated, but they still work. They still serve the purpose. I don't have a dishwasher, so everything has to be hand done, which is okay. You can still get it very clean that way. Some food that I have that sits out on the counter. We have the coffee maker. Here is all of my supplements. As you can tell, I am a first form guy till I freaking die. Everybody talks about getting in the fridge when you're doing a cribs showcasing. We got some turkey, broccoli, sausage. I think a lot of that is other meats, more broccoli up in there, some vegetables, a rice mix. And then we go into the fridge. Usually I don't have a lot of stuff in here. We got ranch, coffee mate, carrots, blueberries, first form energy drink, butter, turkey that I'm going to cook later, 3 different things of eggs, Blaze pizza leftover from yesterday. You guys are going to continue to hear that beep. I should probably take that thing off. Here's the little hallway with my fan, dehumidifier, more wall art from my cousin China. She did both of these pieces of Mac Miller and Earl Sweatshirt. Then you got Jordan Peterson right here, a bunch of his famous sayings. I love that poster. And now we go into the office. Okay. Fuck you, mate. It's this thing that's going off. So we're gonna have to disassemble it. But yeah. So here we got the office, you know, for all of my music reactions and whatnot. You guys see this back wall that has all of these posters. A lot of them are musical influences. Not everything on the wall is related to music, but a lot of them are, you know, because that's a huge inspiration to me, a huge hobby, I guess you could say. A pastime. You know, I love music to the death of me, and that's why I started doing music reactions. Here's this cool little lamp that is designed like the globe. As you can see, there's the plug-in, and then it goes all the way up to the ceiling, and I have two hooks up there. When I was down in Missouri, when was that? 2023, I think. I went down there for like a little vacation. I went to this antique shop and I found this lamp and I was like, dude, that is so fucking cool. Like, I got to get my hands on it. Like, you don't see a lamp like this every day. And it totally fits my personality because I have a tattoo on my leg that is the globe. Okay, then we got the Mac Miller Faces Mixtape Tapestry. I kept the little ottoman that goes to that chair out in the kitchen, and this is where Miller sleeps overnight because I don't let him sleep in my bed. I don't know, I think cats tend to be terrorists throughout the night. They kind of tweak, right? At like 3 a.m. during witchcraft hours. So I'm always afraid that Miller, if I don't keep him in here, he is going to keep me awake throughout the night. So I just shut the door. He doesn't make a peep. He loves that thing, loves sleeping there. So I kept it even though I'm trying to sell that chair. Then we got the front side of the office. This is probably the part that you guys don't see. Here's my desk. We also have a standing desk. That lamp in the corner right there. That is a vitamin D lamp that I bought back in November or December because I was like, yo, going through the winter time in Iowa, you can kind of tell for most people that we all have some levels of vitamin D deficiency. So that was me trying to take care of the winter blues. More posters over here. Everything for the most part in here is music related. Here's this bookshelf that I have. There's the podcast mic. A bunch of stickers on this thing, so I have them on the top, I have them on both sides, a bunch of knick-knack items, all of these books, a lot of books that I haven't even read just yet, if I'm going to be honest. Here's the office chair, computer, all of my old CDs, and then we got more musical inspirations, calendar, action figures over there that have not been opened out of the box. And then you have, oh my gosh, what would you call it? I'm spacing right now. Holy shit. I'm having a brain fart. Vision board. You guys don't have to like see the specifics of what I wrote, but I did a vision board. I do one every year of goals, of things that I want to focus on. This is Miller's room too, right? Because this is where he sleeps. It's essentially his bedroom. So he's got his little shit box right there. He's got the automatic feeder. He's got his little fountain of water that runs 24/7. Keeps fresh water, has a filter in there. I don't know if it's important to show you guys the closet in here, but I just have a bunch of random items. All of my cords there are hung up. Just a nice little area for some storage. I don't always tap into what's in here, but again, it's nice to have storage when you're in a apartment because usually that's something that can lack, you know. Apartment's obviously not as big as a house, and so usually that's something that gets compromised, but I feel like especially in this apartment there is a fair amount of storage space. And then in the hallway here we have another closet, so I got towels, rags, all that good stuff, a lot of like winter clothing. that I don't want in my bedroom closet. More weird things on the top, things that I haven't touched in a long time. And then we go to the bedroom. This is where all of the magic happens, right? Is that what they say? So you got my dresser here, a book that I about Mac Miller that I got for Christmas, and I've barely started reading. Headphones, keys, wallet. I need to declutter and get rid of some of my pants because not all of my pants will fit in the dresser, so they had to go on the top. Another little antique item that I bought in Missouri, a mirror right here for me to look at myself, lamp, another fan. Here's the bed. It's very simple. There's not a lot going on in the bedroom. A lot of my shoes are underneath my bed. A little stool right there where I put my water. I think this used to be the person that lived here before. They had a TV. Oh, shit. They had a TV mounted up on this arm or whatever you would call it. And I was like, yo, that's kind of cool. I'm not going to pull it off of the wall, just like a lot of my bracelets and whatnot. Belts get hung on that thing. And then we go into the closet. So as you can see, I have a lot of OCD because all of my shirts are pretty much colored. Black, gray, white, and then other colors. Then we got more shoes up top. And then on top of that is all of my hats. Move this thing over. We got the laundry basket. More shoes down here. On the left side, you have a few pants that are hanging. And then really on this side, it's all like dense clothing. So long sleeve shirts, flannels, sweatshirts, all the things that you would put on to bundle up. Then the other side, more shoes, more hats. As you can tell, your boy is a sneakerhead to the death of me. But yeah, man, that's basically it. That's the tour. I guess I didn't do the front side of the building. I don't know if I'll go out and do that, but is there a way to flip this around? We'll finish by talking about rent. Yeah, so just to recap, because we did the tour, but I did not talk about rent. So I'm very fortunate and I'm very blessed with where I live. I pay $575 a month to live here. It used to be a little bit cheaper when I first moved in. It was $550. And then I want to say, I don't know the exact time. It was either 2021 or 2022. That's when our rent got raised. But really, $25, like, that's not that bad. It's really not anything to complain about. Like, my landlord, Lon, is super respectful. He's very fast to get over here. Like, if you're having an issue with the apartment, like, he's on call. He lives in town. He's not that far away. Takes care of all of the issues. Obviously, I have to pay for internet. I have to pay for electricity and recycling. But, you know, those things don't really get too expensive. And then, you know, I have other bills and whatnot. But that's kind of the gist, man. I moved in back in August of 2020. So if we're here in August of 2025, it will be 5 years, which is absolutely nuts, absolutely crazy. I don't want to stay here forever, right? Like, nobody wants to live in a apartment for the long term, but it is nice as like a starting apartment. This is the second apartment that I've lived in since I moved out of my parents' house. First one by myself, because when I was up in Ames, I was living with my best friend Dakota. Did that for 3 months. Obviously, that didn't work out. Then I had to go back to my parents' house, and I was there for, I believe, like 10 months or so before I moved into this place. But it's nice because it is super cheap, and it is a way to save up money and whatnot, you know, and then the prospect of potentially getting a new job at some point, you know, once my finances get to become more and more where I'm taking in more money, then I would move out of this place. Then I would move to a different town or a different state. And those are a bunch of things that I have been thinking about here recently. So there are definitely these visions in my head of like where I see my future going and what it's going to look like. It's just going to take a little bit longer than I had anticipated, which is totally okay, right? Like, that's where a lot of people get screwed up in life, is they think that their plans have to operate within the timeline that they set upon themselves. You know, like we kind of limit ourselves and box ourselves in by these time constraints that we are the ones that created them in the first place. And so we're always constantly putting this extra pressure on ourselves. But yeah, dude, I love this apartment very much. It'll be sad the day when I finally do move out, because this was my first apartment, my first place all to myself. And so there's a lot of memories that are associated and attached to this thing. You know, I moved in, like I said, August of 2020. And then in September of 2020, so literally a month later, that's when I got Miller. You know, this is the place where I got my first solo cat, first solo pet. It's tough though. Like when you've been in a place for 4.5 years, like living in the same place, like it obviously doesn't have that excitement anymore. Like when I first moved in 2021, like that first year or so, like I was so excited to be in here. And like I said, I still love this place. I just think it's lost a lot of that draw and that excitement that I had when I first moved in here. But it's a great place, man. And if there is anybody that lives in Iowa or lives close to me and they're looking for an apartment that's cheap, like I said earlier, we have 2 open slots. We have two open rooms in this complex, 2 units that are open. So if you guys are looking to move somewhere cheap, you need to rent for a little bit before you get your own house or anything, you could come here. You could be neighbors with me. We could be pals. We could be buddies. Yeah, guys, I think that's all the details. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I wanted to say. Like I said, it's a different spin. Like last week, I was doing my vinyl collection update. I don't know. I just wanted to try something different, you know, because a while back when I first moved in, I did a tour of this place and I just wanted to kind of do an update and just give you guys, you always see me in the office. You always see the background of the office, like that creative wall that I have, that montage of posters. And that's cool. You know, I love that room. It's one of my favorite rooms in the apartment, but kind of just want to show you guys a little bit more than that, you know, go behind the scenes a little bit. So anyways, that's the video. As always, here at the end, I ask that you guys do 4 things. You don't have to do all 4, but please do 1. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed coming over here, if it wasn't a waste of your time, if you got value from it, if it was entertaining, please do one of these 4 things. Number 1, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Number 2, like the video. Number 3, share the message via social media, or you can talk with other people. So spreading it word of mouth, have a conversation with somebody. And number 4 is to comment in the comment section below. I read all of your comments. I don't respond to everybody, but I always try to read and stay engaged that way. And I love hearing from you guys. It's fun to have that dialogue and just a good community over here on YouTube. Like all of you guys, for the most part, have been very, very supportive ever since I started making videos and, you know, increasing the subscriber count on my YouTube channel. So yeah, that's it, guys. Not sure what will happen next week. I'm sure it'll either be a music reaction or I'll come up with a different type of video. But anyways, guys, love you guys. Hope you're having a great weekend when this gets posted. It should be Monday because today is Sunday. So it'll be February 24th when it gets posted. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you on the next video or podcast. All right. Bye-bye.